All right, I'm about to give you a reality check on the Tyson fight. My spin, different than everybody else's. I'm actually proud of Mike Tyson. I think he did a great job. I think too much was expected of him. I think all you people are delusional. But don't freak out. Watch the whole video. I'm going to give you from front to end, because you know me, I don't stop. And I start coming out with more stuff later on in the video, too. So watch the video and enjoy. Okay? All right.
Let's get reading muscular development.
Listen,
They told it to you straight. Greg Valentino told it to you straight. Remember that dude?
Oh
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
arms?
Well, he what the
Shoot
inject
synthol
in his arms, make them like balloons. Yeah.
Fucked up, but he would tell you the real.
Yeah, come on, Greg.
Before we get started, I got your blue sweater on, okay? Your favorite blue sweater that you guys like to break my balls on. The 1970s knitted sweater that some old lady probably knitted on a knitting needle. I know you guys love this shit when I wear this. You guys break my balls for years over this. But I'm going to wear it anyway. I know you love it. So, it's all right, listen. As you know, I've done a bunch of shows already, you know, on other networks, you know, other channels, on podcasts that I do. And it's been big. We've been building up to this on RX, on the Zapata brand. I think I even talked about it on Generation Iron. You know, we talked about the Mike Tyson fight with Jake Paul. Okay, now, there's a few little takeouts I'm going to tell you about the fight. And I don't think it was a bad fight. I think it was actually a great fight for Mike Tyson. Simmer down and listen to what I'm going to tell you, okay? Listen to me before you get crazy. Listen. Just hear me out. First, let me say, one of the most stupidest fucking things of the night was, I don't get why Rosie Perez was there. What in God's name was she doing being a co-announcer on that fight? Who decided, Rosie Perez, you have all these other girls out there that could be doing this fight. It's freaking chairs in a way. All these other girls that could be doing a fight. All these other celebrities, fighters, whatever. And you choose Rosie Perez? Well, the celebrities that are better talkers than her high squeaky voice, her, you know, and I know how she is liberal and, you know, other crap, you know, her nonsense thinking, racism and all that. I can't take it, you know. But hearing that voice and, you know, she just, I don't know what the hell that was all about, but that was like really shot, you know, right then and there. So, but, all right, let's get down to the fight itself. Why did I say that I thought Tyson did a great job? I already knew. You know, John Romano and I think, both brought this up when we were watching, you know, when we did the RX Muscle show that we do at After Hours. When you see these clips, and George Zapata brought this up too, when you see these clips of Mike Tyson, and he's in the gym, and he's like, like this, you know, and he's hitting the bag, and he's hitting the mitts, and everybody's like, look at him. That's the old Mike Tyson. You're watching a 10-second clip. You don't even know how many times it took maybe for them to film that, okay? So I knew right then and there, we called that out a while ago, all right? We said, hey, listen, you can't go by that. First of all, he's hitting pads, and he's hitting mitts, and his camera's going. All right? I know I've had talks with guys in my gym. Oh, he's going to kill him. Tyson's going to kill him. He's still got that power. He'll never lose that power. I always believed that was kind of true. But then I'm sitting there saying, wait a minute. I'm a bodybuilder. All right? And I talk with my boy Jimmy the Bull and all these guys, you know, myself included. I won a bench show in 1987. All right? I benched naturally. All right? I did naturally. I benched 465 at 100 and, wait, what did I weigh in that show? I think 167 pounds. That's before I even took steroids. I couldn't bench press 250 right now. I mean, and I'm 64 years old. Okay? What happens is, as we get older, you young guys don't understand this, but you will. You know, when I used to watch baseball when I was younger, I remember them saying that Mickey Mantle lost his legs. Certain guys can't run anymore. And I was like, how could you not run anymore? You just run if you run. Now I know, because I'm older. Until you're older, you won't understand that. Okay? But there's no way his punches, anytime you hit a bag, I've seen my daughter hit the bag, and it snaps, pop, 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 and you hit a, and you hit a loud clap, and wow, that's some heavy hitting. That doesn't mean anything. That's a bag, and it's some slapping, the mitts hitting the bag. I don't mean nothing, okay? We talked about this. George Zapata, Joe Zapata, and, John Romano brought it up. You're watching videos, okay? There's no way. Listen, I love Mike Tyson, and I was rooting for Mike Tyson, all right? Hear me out before you guys get crazy. Listen to me. When he was hitting those bags, that's because there's cameras going, and you're watching an edited, cleaned clip. That's designed to make you think, wow, that Mike's back, baby. The man hasn't boxed in 20 years. He's not the same guy. He's 58 years old. All right? He's now on his way to being 60, God willing. Okay? You don't understand. Things aren't the way they were. What I saw tonight in the ring, he had that face on, but he looked a little bit bewildered, and he was not crisp with his punches. If you watch the first round, he was throwing a lot of air punches, just missing. You know what I mean? All right? That's number one. By the way, I was also talking with my boy Charlie Gasparino from Fox Business News. He's my childhood friend. Him and I were out to dinner a couple weeks ago, and he was telling me about the fight. And he was there at the fight. He was ringside tonight, by the way. And he was telling me, bro, Jake Paul's going to kill him. He's too young. Jake Paul's too young. And he said Tyson doesn't. He's got ring rust. He has ring rust. Okay, number one. Your reactions as you get older, it's not the same. Jimmy the Bull, Jimmy Pullecchia, I've spotted him on stage over 20 years ago doing reverse bench like this with 600 pounds. And I was the only one spotting him. You know why? Because he knew he didn't need a guy on each side. I was in the middle, all right? And I told him, Jimmy, we've been friends for a long time, since, early 90s. I said, Jimmy, listen to me, please, get this, because I can't deadlift 600 pounds. I told him, I can't deadlift this off you. And he said, hey, don't worry about it. And he did reps. Reverse. Hey, back on the bench. Reverse. Like this, look. He even told me right now he'd get pinned with, he can't lift heavy anymore. He can't do it. It's just, as we get older, you lose that. So all these guys saying he's still got that hard punch, for the average guy, he'll kill you. And for the average guy, he's got a monster punch. But he's not the Mike Tyson he was, and you can see that. When he got in that ring, he was just bobbing and moving and keeping his hands up like this. And then he'd throw a punch like this, and he just was hitting air. Even the first 2 rounds. He was more aggressive, so they gave him the rounds. But, and we all knew that Jake Paul's, his game plan was to, stay away. Try to do a little Muhammad Ali stuff, stand there, and he's 6'1", so he can stand on his back leg a little bit and stand back and snap a punch and then, move a little bit. Now, so I give Mike Tyson all the credit in the world, because he went in there after not, this is the way you gotta look at it. He went in there after not competing for 20 years. We've all seen pro bodybuilders that we love that have tried to make a comeback, and it just, no matter how great they were in their prime, it's not the same. It's just not the same. Even Schwarzenegger in 80, when he won the Olympia, and he hadn't competed in 5 years, and he was still young. You understand? He was only in his 30s. He won, but he shouldn't have won. He won because he was Arnold, because he was judged, the judges were, it's a fixed thing. Listen to me. I give Mike Tyson all the credit in the world. He went in there with a young opponent. Couple years ago, he did a movie, The Hangover. He was a fat slob in the first one. Okay? I seen him in person. He was fat. Fat. He was 100 pounds heavier. The guy does ayahuasca, okay? The guy's smoking weed constantly, cigarettes, everything. That's what he does. At 57 years old, years of doing all that shit too, gets to you. And he still does it. Don't think he doesn't, because he does. On top of being on like head meds and all the other little things he takes, that shit all takes a toll on you. So you have to take that into account. Nobody talks about that. They just see Jake Paul as this big clown or whatever. And they were friends before that, okay? Because you could see, even in pre-fights and all that stuff, even when Tyson slapped him, that was only a slap. In the old days, he would have fucking punched him and he would have jumped on him, all right? Because he stepped on his foot. So you have to give Tyson credit. Because I don't care what Jake Paul, which I don't like, Jake Paul did, bow to him at the end of the fight. And Tyson was standing. This is before the bell rang. The old Tyson would have hit him, right? But he stood there and then Tyson stopped and he looked at him and he bowed and then Tyson bowed back and he reached, to shake his hands and everything. This is before the bell rang, at the very, very end. I don't like that Jake Paul says, well, he hit me, but it didn't hurt. I believe maybe it didn't hurt like he thought it was going to hurt. Okay? But I didn't see any real, bang, where Tyson just stepped into, one of them Tyson shots. I didn't see that. Okay? Because I don't think Tyson, I think he had ring rust. His judgment seemed off. His the distance and all that, it just didn't seem right to me. But he tried. Don't think he threw that fight. He's not going to throw the fight. You're out of your fucking mind. It wasn't a fix. It was an easy fight for somebody like Jake Paul because he's a young guy. He fought a much older, partied out, ex-fat slob, couch potato fucking guy who now made a comeback, but you can't. You're comparing the old Mike Tyson. That's not the old Mike Tyson. That'd be like me telling Reggie Jackson, let's get you in shape, see if you could play center field or hit some home runs for the Yankees. Ain't happening. One of the greatest home run hitters ever. One of the greatest postseason players ever. Called him Mr. October. I trained with him in the gym. I used to do shoulders with him in Gold's Gym back in 1981. Not the same, bro. It's not the same. He's older. Tyson's older. A lot of people don't think, no, that's not going to make a difference. Did you see him in that bag? Did you see him in those pads? Dude, hitting the bag and hitting the pads. There's 15-year-old kids that come into my gym. We got a speed bag in the gym. They're in it, And I'm like, holy shit, some of these kids could fucking, they can't throw hands. It's just that's just a rhythm thing. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that you can throw them in a fight and they'll kick your ass. Can't go by videos too that the internet puts out because it's designed to promote that fight. It's designed to make Tyson look like he still has it. I could see him out there. Even at the end, he looked bewildered. He looked a little like, wow, you know what I mean? But just the fact that he survived, you got to give him credit. The fact that he survived that. Because Paul, as much as Jake Paul was saying, I took it kind of easy. No, you did not. I saw you. You were stepping into shots. You hit Tyson with some good shots. I mean, not for nothing. If that was the average guy, he would have went down easily. So don't think. And you guys, I like Jake Paul. I actually do. But I like Tyson better. Don't think that Jake Paul's a punk or a pussy. He is not. He can throw hands. I saw him starch Tyron Woodley. I seen him drop a lot of what's his name there. The UFC God. There's a few guys from I've seen him drop, and he's got some. He hits hard. Even Joe Rogan said the guy hits hard. You understand? But guys, come on, man. Okay, give Tyson credit. He went in there. He hasn't fought in over 20 years. Doesn't matter all the shit you do in sparring and everything else. That's like if you went to a batting cage and you try to hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball or 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and then you went up against a major league pitcher who only throws 90. He would strike you out. You wouldn't even tap the ball. You have no clue. A fucking pitching machine, a ball comes in like this, boop, straight, right? Guy throws it, that fucking ball moves, all right? It's movement, it's everything, location, it's everything. Well, the bottom line is, don't go by what you see in the gym. Go by what you see results. The guy hasn't fought in years. Give him credit. He's 58 years old. And I think he did a hell of a job. All right? Kudos to Mike Tyson. God bless him. He did a great job, and he proved that no matter how old you are, you still have some of your craft left in him. He still had enough wits to be able to withstand a young guy who starched some of the best fighters. Okay? And knocked out Tyron Woodley. You ever see that knockout with Tyron? That was an incredible knockout. He starched him. But he couldn't even knock Mike Tyson down. Couldn't knock him down. Remember Raging Bull? Remember what he said to Ray Robinson? He couldn't knock me down right. He locked his arms in the fucking, he locked his arms in the ropes. And Ray Robinson was hitting bang, 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 bang. And at the end of the fight, he said, you couldn't even knock me down right. Didn't matter that he won. He proved his point. He took a beating. Well, Tyson didn't really take a beating, but he took some shots from a guy, 6'1", 200 and whatever, 30 pounds or whatever he is, on juice. Don't give me no bullshit. He ain't on steroids, bro. You ever see what he looked like just a couple of years ago? He was like a happy Larry. You know what I'm saying? So trust me. Kudos to Mike Tyson. Now, should Mike Tyson fight again? No, I don't think he should. Then you're gonna start ruining your legacy. Then you're gonna start, I get you need the money, and I know it probably felt really good to him because I think he was saying to himself, holy shit, I hung in there with this guy. He's 27 years old. He's starching people left and right. He didn't knock me down. He hit me with some nice shots, and he didn't even knock me down. And I hung in there for friggin' 8 rounds. Okay, they're 2-minute rounds, but still, he hung in there for 8 rounds. I don't think he should fight again. I think, leave that shit alone. We've seen a lot of pro bodybuilders try to make comebacks. It's better they don't, right? It's like when everybody, let me use bodybuilding for example. Kai Green hasn't competed or gotten himself in condition to compete in 10 more years. Kai Green's like the uncrowned Mr. Olympia. Oh, he would have won the Olympia. Oh, he would have done it. If he tried to get himself in wicked shape today for a show, he'd have to take at least a year or two to get to really. He hasn't trained, bro. He trains, but he hasn't competed, and all that matters. I can guarantee you, it would just tarnish his legacy. Better off being the uncrowned Mr. Olympia. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just like Dave, Palumbo tried to convince, Lee Priest, my boy. That's my boy. It's my brother, bro. He tried to, convince him maybe you should compete again, and Lee starts thinking about this, and, don't do it. You're already a legend. Don't do it. Stay up here on that pedestal. I say to Mike Tyson, don't do it. Don't be a circus. Don't start creating, don't be part of the circus. Don't, you fight another guy and same, young guy like his brother, Logan Paul, who's not as good a fighter as Jake, but he's a big guy. He's like 6'2", 6'3", and you're going to fight him. He's young. Don't do stupid shit. You had your fucking fun. You understand what I'm saying? If you really enjoyed it, do some sparring, do some exhibitions, fuck around like that. But don't go putting yourself out there and, risking, you catching one on the chin. Because the next fight, if it's a year from now, you're going to be 1 year from 60. So, that's just my thoughts. I kind of knew this was going to be the outcome if it was a real fight. I knew that if Tyson was going to knock him out, he'd have to do it in the first round. And from the minute the bell rang and he came out there, I just knew. He did not fucking seem like Mike Tyson. He didn't run at him. He stood back. And there's times where they're both standing back. And then when he'd step at him, he'd throw air punches. He was like missing. He was, and he was missing, It wasn't, he wasn't that up in his face and in the jaw and with his head in his chest banging him, Whatever. I just knew. I saw it. It just wasn't the Mike Tyson I saw. And remember something. I'm 64 years old. I seen him when he was an amateur. So, anyway, that's my take. I think he did a great job. I think, Jake Paul did a great job considering. I do think that Jake Paul was a little scared, too, at the same time. You could see when Tyson would come at him, his face, and he made sure he stepped back and was on his back leg. So, It's not what we all wanted. We all wanted to see Mike Tyson throw that fucking bang, that knockout punch that only Mike Tyson perfected. But, again, that era's done. What would I like to see from Jake Paul? Fight Francis Ngannou, who's been boxing, right? He dropped fucking Tyson Fury. I thought he beat Tyson Fury in that fight. Let's see you fight Francis Ngannou or somebody like that. Stop picking all these other guys. You know? I think it's time. You want to prove yourself legit? I like the kid. But let me see you fight Francis Ngannou or somebody like badass like that. I know you're all saying Canelo. That's a little, you know, I obviously Canelo I think would kill him too. But I want to see him fight a big guy like his height. You know, Ngannou's up there. Ngannou's a little bit taller, I think, than him. Or fight Stipe or somebody like that. But Ngannou's a boxer now, so I would like to see that. But anyway, all right. Listen, guys, again, I'm going to do more here, but, you know, I got to feel love. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean this. I'm talking about, like, you know, like and subscribe, you know, as my girlfriend always says. We got some good stuff coming up. If there's videos you want me to talk about, forget that Delt video shit. I know what happened, you know what I mean? Just like you get a bunch of t-shirts. Oh, dude, you get t-shirts made up. Everybody's going to buy them and all that shit. You get the t-shirts made up. I got them made up like 15 years ago, and they're still sitting here. Regardless, don't worry about it. I have only medium and small anyway, so none of you guys are going to fit that shit. Although some of you probably could fit it. Wink, wink. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you have any good ideas, something that you want to see or talk to me about, let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm going to be doing shit with Joe Zapata. We'll be going in the gym, and I'll do some of the training videos because, you know, when it comes to that, I'll challenge anybody on this planet. Any of those gurus, none of them. They know about juice, and they'll know about contest prep. I knew about juice, and I know about contest prep. Not like these guys because shit's different from when I was, you know, helping people in the 90s or competing myself, you know. So it's a different animal. But when it comes to training and putting muscle on, nobody, I'll challenge anybody. Schwarzenegger himself. But now I'm getting to sound like a cocky asshole. I love you guys, all right? Again, don't be stressing shit. Thank God, you know, we got to change the scenery. You know what I mean? Wink, wink, you know. We got a new things are coming, so hopefully Scott will be coming in for all of you, you know. Good things are going to be happening, and that's all we can hope for, all right? But don't be banging your head against the wall. If you need some motivation stuff, you talk to me about it. I'm the king of that shit, bro, because I don't let shit get to me, you know, and I can help you with that. I learned a long time ago, banging your head against the wall doesn't do anything to fix the situation, okay? Punching a wall because you're pissed off at something like your girlfriend, your kid, your uncle Tanus, whatever. All you do is you break your fucking hand, hurt your hand. The wall's now got a hole in it. Whoever owns the house is pissed off at you. Now you get a bad guy, and the situation remains the same. So you just fucking act like an idiot, or cost yourself your hand with a wall. The hole, you got to pay Scott to get the hole fixed. So stop doing stupid things, okay? Stop stressing things, okay? We don't need no medicines, any of that stuff. I wish I could get into Mike Tyson's head, you know. I have met him. I don't know him. We're not friends or any of that shit. He almost kicked my ass once, but that's an old story. Bob Bonham, not me, more than me, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you got to get your head. You don't need no fucking ayahuasca. You don't need none of that shit to make yourself normal. You don't need to smoke a fatty every 5 seconds because you got drama. Learn to deal with that shit on your own head, and your life will be a lot better. You want to talk about that? Write it down. I'll read your comment. We'll talk about it, okay? But for now, you're a bunch of fucking momos. But I love you because I'm a momo too, right? All right. Thanks for being here, you know. Tell me what you want to hear. Put your comment down. Tell me what a bag of shit I am or whatever you want to fucking say. I read everybody's comment. I usually try to get back there, but I haven't the last video or two because I'm fucking busy. I got 20 things happening at once. You know what I mean? I'm a dog chasing his tail. Always. All right. I'll see you in the next video.